Yura, when you look at the evolution of this team, I think going forward they're going to need you to be even more of a leader and a locker room voice. I would assume that that's a role that you want to embrace going forward.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I think coming in this year, for me, it was first and foremost, the most important thing to be a leader for the team, for the players, for the younger players, and I'm more than happy to do that. You know, I love doing that. I think that's part of my character, is being a leader. So hopefully, I'll get out there more and help the guys out in whatever they need.
How are you feeling physically? How long is it going to take for the heel to heal?
Well, I mean, doctors told me from the day that it happened, it was between 4 to 6 to 8 weeks from the minute that happened. But I kept playing on it, and getting injections always pushes you a week back. So I'm hoping to take off about 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, just completely off, let this thing heal up, because it's a bone bruise. It was very painful, as much as I didn't, really show it. But even the injections were more painful right in the heel, right in the bone, than anything I've ever felt. So I'm glad that's kind of over now.
When you look back on the way the season ended, has anything changed within the last 4 or 5 days of the way you analyze how 2016 ended for you guys? I mean, I would imagine the disappointment's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't think it ended. It didn't feel like it was supposed to end, just the way it went. And let's be honest, you can't go on not winning for 7 games or 6 games and expect to make a run in the playoffs. You can't get hot in the playoffs. You gotta get hot right before the playoffs and then go into the playoffs. So coming in, not winning as many games or not winning games, it was disappointing. We had a pretty good season until the end. We were a dangerous team. We were playing good soccer. A lot of people were scoring goals. So it was definitely disappointing. It definitely took a minute to realize that we were done, and it was disappointing to watch the games on TV and not be there for those games.
Yura, how would you grade your season in your own performance this 2016?
I would say above average. I mean, I'm my, worst critic. Nobody can criticize me more than myself. And like I said, I came to a new league, and that's no excuse for me. But I should have done better. Maybe a little bit of luck would have helped. Because at the end of the day, if you look at guys that score all these goals, they definitely have a lot of luck in their side, and they're great goal scorers. But as I have known from the past, you need luck to score goals too. But again, this is not about luck. It's about me scoring. It's about me putting those chances away. And I would say it was right above average. Could have done a lot better. Will do a lot better in the future, where now I'm settled. Now I don't have to worry about anything but to play for ourselves, but to do everything possible on the field and not worry about contracts, not worry about where I'm going to be. So I think it's going to be a pretty settled year next year.
When you look back on the scoring drought, is there something that stands out? I mean, your injury played a role in that, but there's something beyond that you can pinpoint as to maybe the goals dried up a little bit at the end of the year?
I think for me, the most disappointing was not getting the opportunities. If you create the opportunities and not score, that means you're doing something right. And it's just that, I would say, that little factor, the little luck that is, not there for you. But when you're not creating chances, there's a problem there. And, it's difficult to say whether I wasn't getting enough service or I wasn't making the right runs. That's a combination. So I think, we have to look at it again, and I have to go through the whole season again and see what the problem was. And, obviously playing with the guys more and more will help, and getting a year under my belt will help a lot. And having the guys understand who I am and what I do and, my runs and stuff. So I think that year will definitely help.
Would you like to see Jeff be back next year?
Definitely, without a question. Let's not look at the season for the last 6 games. Let's look at the season throughout the whole year. I think Jeff has done a tremendous job coming from a season like last season, and to have 1 or 2 additions and turning the team around and being one of the best teams of the league. Yeah, we players take credit, but we have to be directed. And I think the coaching staff has done a great job of, putting everybody in place and, creating a team and system and motivating the players. So I think he's done a great job.
What seems broken for the last 2 months?
What's broken?
Yes, because I think
I don't think anything was broken. I think it was more of a confidence issue. When you lose a game at home, I think it was the Houston game. When you go on to lose, against the last team in your conference at home, where we hadn't lost all season, I think that's where our problem started. Is like our heads went down, and that is my fault. That is, the older guys' fault, the more experienced guys' fault, that we didn't, pick up. We should have known better that, that was just one game, and let's forget about this game and move on. But I think that was the turning point, where, we hadn't lost at home. We were playing with a lot of confidence, and then we come in and lose against Houston. Not to take anything away from Houston, but we shouldn't have lost that game. And then I guess just started from there. And I would say the main thing was just confidence. And, again, I put my hand up first and say that was, part of my fault, that, I couldn't motivate the rest of the guys and, the rest of the older players or the more experienced players, that we couldn't pick up the team. Thanks.